name is NKwanda Ja. I am the Executive Director for the Cultural Arts Coalition, co-founder 44 years ago, and I am the chair of the Alachua County branch of the NAACP's Environmental and Climate Justice Committee. When I got involved with it, I really didn't know what I was getting involved with. I just felt like I was supposed to be working on environmental issues. So for decades, I have been attending meetings, and in the last 15 years or so, I really felt even more of an obligation to learn more about taking care of the environment and sharing that knowledge with my community. Because I was new to it when they said cleaner energy, I didn't pick up that in it. So about 4 years ago, we did a countywide, when I say we, the NAACP's Environmental and Climate Justice Committee, did a countywide discussion about moving towards 100% clean energy. I want to be clear about that. Not cleaner, but 100% clean energy. And the fact that we live in Florida, the Sunshine State, we have targeted 3 communities here in Gainesville where energy bills, utility bills are extremely high, and the incomes of the people who live in those areas are low. They're fixed incomes. We're also working with Alachua County to use use a municipal building that they own to put solar onto those buildings, and the savings from putting the solar on those buildings will go into a fund to further help the cause of weatherization or the need for weatherization. So it's helping I'm very proud that it is helping my community and helping those that need it the most, and we're saving energy. To me, it works out really good in that by weatherizing homes, we're saving residents money on their utility bills. And also, to me, even more importantly, is that we're not using as much energy. So it's a win-win kind of thing. I think sharing what I learned about the community is the best part for me. The second best part is having had the opportunity to work with teenagers every summer for the past 30, almost 35 years, to impart to them how important it is to take some responsibility for doing good things for the earth. That excites me, that I can get my kids out to do that, my teenagers out to do that, and then they can teach their children. And I'm on my second generation of youth that I work with.
My name is Marvin Wilson. I am Cultural Arts Coalition Science Program Director. And my job is to facilitate science activities and programs for elementary age kids here in Gainesville, Florida. The influence NKwanda has had on this community has been established way before I was born. NKwanda is actually my grandmother, so I have the honor and the privilege of being influenced and impacted.
Hi, my name is Blessing McKinney, and I'm Miss NKwanda's assistant here at the Cultural Arts Coalition. I've been coming to this center since I was a kid. I feel like I was raised here. Learning about the environment, especially through Miss NKwanda, it just opened up a world of things that I didn't even know, even though it's all around us.
She just doesn't speak about change, she actually becomes it. I had the privilege of becoming a environmental ambassador, a program that she helped establish in 1990. I was one in 2003. That was my first job. Once I submerged myself into this program, I see, wow, I can help establish change myself. Like, these kids are watching me. So I just see the importance of just showing up.
I think the importance of what Miss NKwanda teaches us is that even if we don't work in the field, our work can be used for the field. So it just shows us that everything from the moment that we wake up to the moment that we go to sleep, we're interacting with the environment. So our first priorities should be to respect it.
What communities need is your initiative. Just go and show up. You don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to be the bravest. There's gaps that you can fill in the community, and just showing up has made me love what I do. Not only love what I do, but it helps me search for new ways to innovate in order to continue to make a positive impact, not only on the children but the communities in whole within Alachua County.
We got a lot of education to do, no matter where you live in Gainesville. We need to be moving from where we need it the most. When you're talking about climate change and the heat from it, it's going to be much more devastating for people who have high energy bills, or maybe they don't even have air conditioning. Looks like to me we need to try to help that group first before we move to a group that has the resources to do what they need to do. I think that is my responsibility, to raise issues like that and to make sure that the powers that be knows that it should be an inclusive conversation. And that it should be a conversation where you're listening to everyone. Like I said, when I first started going to environmental meetings, I didn't really know what they were talking about because they used environmental terminology. And since I had not been exposed to that world, I didn't really know what they were talking about. And I was the only person of color sitting up in there, so I know something wasn't quite right there. But I just felt like I was supposed to be there. I often have to quote Malcolm X and say that I don't want to sit at the table with nothing on my plate to eat and call myself a diner. So don't ask me to be there because you need this body at the table if you're not going to listen to what this body is saying. And this body is going to be saying, hey, take care of all of the community. This community isn't one that has a whole lot of well-paying jobs. For quite a while there, we were at $8 an hour. So even for a person that's going out working every day, that's not a whole lot of money. And if you're living in a place where your utility bill is skyrockets, then that's even more devastating. A lot of the people who live in these communities are senior citizens. They're living off of Social Security or pensions from their jobs. So if their utility bill goes up, then that's devastating for them. And most of the time it is because the structures that they're living in, there's just too much energy leaving out. So we need more weatherization programs to do that work to those houses that bring those utility bills down. But that's why I really like working with Empower Coalition, because it makes me feel like we're doing something to help somebody. Clean energy to me means a healthy household where every member of that family is safe, physically safe within that home. It's just, I think there's so much of the bad stuff we're having to go through now environmentally has a lot to do with our energy sources that we're using. Humans tend to only think about humans. Environmental justice, truthfully, should be a consideration for all of life. And so much of what humans need is dependent on other sources. But we don't value that as much as we should. there's something inside of me that drives me to do things, and then it makes me feel good when I do it. So then I do it again because it makes me feel good. So taking care of the earth, speaking up. I know I get on people's nerves sometimes with it. I can hear the, oh, here she comes again. You know, I can hear that from them, but I'm still going to do it. So I don't know, it's just inside of me. It's just something I feel like I'm supposed to be doing.